You can literally hear Beth coming down the stairs. I'm talking about aggressive. Dude, dude, dude. I'm like, Ma, I think that's Beth. She said, okay. So let it be her so I can get out of these people's houses and get up in mine. Please, please let that be her. So Beth comes downstairs. She stops and she lock eyes with both of us. And then she looks at my mom and she say, what you doing in my house? My mama said, you better find you somebody to play with, because I ain't the one. I don't play with nobody else's kids. And you hear, Beth mom like, Beth, come here. Let me talk to you. Very calm. Now, here's the deal. Beth mom never whooped her. Beth mom let her do whatever she wanted to do. If it was smoking in the house or whatever the case may be, Beth was, she had kind of like a lenient life that her mom was not, always down her throat. So they in there talking. Me and my mom, we can't hear what they're saying, but we hear them talking. But my mama is getting very impatient. So my mama like, look, they just need to hurry up and just give me the funds, because I ain't finna play with her daughter. Her daughter gonna end up getting choked up. She don't know who she dealing with. She don't know who she dealing with. So I'm just looking at my mom like, Mom, she gonna make sure you get the funds. She say, oh yeah, I know. I'm gonna make sure that I get the funds, since her daughter want to smash my lights out. Now, mind you, my mama is loud. So you hear Joanne like, y'all could come in so we can talk. So my mama like, nah, I don't feel safe, with coming in your room. If you could just come out so we could talk. So Joanne came out as such, and Beth came right behind us. So Joanne said, well, I talked to Beth, and Beth said that she didn't smash any lights. My mama looked at Joanne and she said, well, I'm telling you, I wouldn't be over here just for fun. I saw your daughter smashing my lights. So Beth say, you ain't got no proof that you saw me. My mama say, yes, I do. Me and Rody Dodie watched you smash the lights. I can see out my window, but y'all can't see in. So I saw you the whole time, and you was with some other girl and somebody else. And when I came out, y'all ran. And so I had to think like, hold on. I ain't the one to try to throw my mama under the bus in the midst of the situation, which I didn't. But, Mom, I didn't see nobody smashing the lights. I was in the kitchen and you asked me, hey, what's that noise? And I said, I don't know. She went to the window. I didn't see anything, right? And then she the one told me that was Beth. But I'm going to go with the flow. And I ain't going to throw my mama under the bus. I'm going to go with the flow, right? So Beth like, I didn't smash your lights. My mama say, you did smash my lights, and all I'm saying is you're going to pay for them. That's exactly what's finna happen. You're going to pay for the lights. Somebody in this house going to have to pay for them lights, because I'm not making it up. I'm not going to come over here just for fun. So Joanne like, well, okay, well, how much is the lights? So my mama said, well, I don't know. When my husband get home, because he's a chief or firefighter. So when my husband get home, I'll ask him how much, and then I'll come over here and I'll let you know. So Joanne was like, well, okay, well, we do apologize. We apologize once again. My mama said, that's fine. And another thing, before I go, Joanne, your daughter bumped me when I was outside. And then all of a sudden, a ghost is ringing my bell at night, and, people are running, but ringing my bell. I know it's your daughter. Can you please tell her to stop playing with me? Can you please tell her? Because if I have to, I have my niece. I have a few of my cousins. I have some people to come over here if she really feeling herself. So Beth was like, who you threatening? I ain't got no problem with you. I did not smash your lights. I did not. Man, I ain't got to listen to this. And Beth storms off. Straight up. Storms off. So you get Beth mom like, Beth, come back downstairs. Come back. And she slams the upstairs door. Go! And so my mama said, I wish she looked at me. She said, I wish you would ever pull that with me. Especially if, matter of fact, that was an exact, you ever. So I was just looking like, wait a minute. That triggered my mom off, because Elizabeth mom did not discipline her right then and there. And my mom was, how the way she disciplined me was very abusive. So if that irked her, she said, you know what, you ever pull that, I promise you, you would never have hands to shut a door again. And I looked at her, I said, I would never do that. So she said, Joanne was like, what's your name? And so my mama said, they call me May. She said, well, May, look, I apologize and we are sorry. I'll make sure I get to the bottom of it. You just let me know how much and I will replace the lights. She said, okay. And boom, they talked a little bit more, and then we end up leaving. Now we getting ready to go upstairs. Mind you, Joanne did not. We got brung downstairs, but Joanne definitely didn't take us upstairs. And mind you, all on people upstairs, right? So my mama like, oh my God, it's dark. Like, where's the light? Because we halfway up the stairs, right? So I'm like, I don't know. I think on the wall. My mom like, I'm not touching this wall. So we just, we're going up the stairs, and I feel my mom like cuff like the back of my pants, right? I feel her hand like, and I'm like, she like, I don't want to fall. Just come on. So, because Beth had slammed the door. She shut the door. So whatever light that's up there in the living room, we can't even see until we open up the door. So we finally get up there. We open up the door. Everybody is just walking around. They looking at us. My mom like, come on. She like, and they need to clean up this house. But she said it low, but I know they kind of felt the vibe. We gets out the door. My mom like, ugh, I need to shower. We get back in our house. My mama take off all the clothes. She like, take off your clothes now. We finna wash them. And we gets in the shower. Boom. My dad comes home, and she tells my dad what happens and things like that. And my dad like, well, you know, it ain't no big deal. Like, we don't need that money. I'll buy some more lights, right? We get a ring on the bell, right? So my mama like, you know what, Al, we're going to have to get a camera, because I'm not finna keep on opening my door just for some random people. My mama opens the door. It's Beth, and it's, you know, Joanne. So Beth was like, I just wanted to come over here and say I'm sorry. You know, she apologized. And my mom like, yeah, that's fine. She like, I have a temper problem. I'm a Leo. I'm a little crazy. I'm OCD. You know, I'm to myself. She like, I just don't play that. You know, my mama kind of giving them the runs, but my mama never let them in the house. So Beth end up leaving, you know what I'm saying, from off the front of the porch or whatever. I goes back in the house. Now, all of a sudden, I'm in the crib, right? I'm upstairs. I hear my mama like, yeah, like laughing out loud. So I'm like, you know, look at her like laughing hard. So I go downstairs. Her and Joanne is in the kitchen having shots and just talking. So I'm like, wait, they cool now? But you know, maybe that's the part of my mom playing. Now, boom, my dad ended up getting the cameras installed in there. You know what I'm saying? So now we got cameras everywhere and things like that. And Beth was just at this point starting to get closer and cooler. Like every time she see my mom, she will wave and just being nice, extra nice to my mom. So my mom ended up going next door. Now, here's the deal. I came home, right, from hooping outside. And I'm like, Dad, where's mom? He like, oh, she's next door. I'm like, next door? I'm like, well, over here? He like, I think over there. I'm like, what? So I go over there. She's down there talking to Joanne. So I'm like, Mom, everything okay? She like, yeah. She like, I'll be home soon. So boom, my mom comes back. She like, yeah, she talking to me like, well, Beth is looking for a little job, a summer job that's coming. So I told her maybe she could babysit Caleb, right? So I'm like, Mom, me and Mark can babysit Caleb. She say, no. At least I'm going to pay her and she going to actually watch our brother correctly. So I'm like, hold on. Like in my mind, like, wait a minute. All right. So boom, my mom throws this party. She throw this crazy party, like basically welcoming, you know, family and friends, you know, to the new crib. She throw this party and it's a nice party. So they end up inviting my mom on this like slight little cruise for 72 hours. So my mom, she down, she geek, she want to go. And my dad like, okay, let's go, whatever you want. They pack up. My mama like, look, I got the neighbors. She like, I already talked to the neighbors. I got the neighbors that's going to be looking out. I'm like, okay. So my mama pack up. They're leaving. Now it's just me, Mark, and Caleb in the house. Now, I'm supposed to be watching Caleb. My mama didn't say nobody's coming over to babysit or nothing. All right. I get a ding dong. Now, this is the next following day, right? It's like in the noon. I open up the door. I'm like, yeah, it's Beth. She like, your mom here? I'm like, nah. She like, she wanted me to come check on the house. I'm like, what? She like, yeah, she called my mom and my mom told me to come up here and check on y'all. I'm like, everything fine. She like, yeah, but she said that you can't have company. She want to make sure nobody got company. I'm like, all right, hold on before I let you in. Let me call her, right? Because what you ain't going to do is do the little okie dokie on me. I go grab the house phone. I call my mom private. I'm like, my mom pick up. I'm like, hey, Mom, I'm like, Beth over here. I'm like, you told her to come over here? Yeah, I told her to come and check and make sure, you know, the house is okay. I said, but she said that, about not having company. Yeah, you better not have nobody in my house. I'm like, I don't. She like, okay, well, let her in. She just gonna check the living room. She ain't got a $1 around in my house. So I'm like, okay. So I hung up the phone. I let her in, right? So Beth look in the living room. She go to the basement. She don't even go to my room. That's why I could be having somebody at. And then she like, can you tell your brother to come down? So I told Kayla to come down, and she asked Kayla, did he want some McDonald's? Because Beth was going to McDonald's. So I'm like, okay, my mama must have sent her over here to do a little errand. I ain't tripping. So she go do as such and come back with Kayla McDonald. Didn't even ask us, just ask Kayla. But I guess like my mama probably, this is how my mama used to be. Like, yo, just check it out. So boom, Beth comes back. After the McDonald's situation, later that night, she comes back. Now, me and Mark, we downstairs in the basement. We hear the bell. I'm like, who is that now? So I go look on the camera. It's Beth. I open the door like, yeah. She like, hey, let me in real quick. So I'm like, shoot, my mama got her, you know what I'm saying, coming over here anyway, checking. So I'm going to let her in. So I let her in, not thinking nothing of it. So she was like, y'all smoke? I'm like, nah, I don't smoke. Now, this is before she ever got me to smoking. So I'm like, nah, I don't smoke. She like, oh, okay. Mark wasn't smoking neither. So boom, she like, oh, what you watching? I just had the living room TV on. It was just on. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, we downstairs. So she's like, oh, I want to kick it with y'all for a little bit. Your mama ain't gonna mind. She said I could come over here if I want to. I'm like, you sure she said that? She said, yeah. She told me I can. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, you can come downstairs. She comes downstairs. Everything Gucci. She come downstairs, right? And we sit down and we're watching this movie, and Mark is like chilling, you know, it's a toy on his phone. We're watching this movie, and Beth kind of like rubbing her leg on my leg. You know, like how somebody kind of sit next to you and they open up their leg. But I was so thrown off. So I was like, okay. So I kind of scoot over. She was like, you look just like your mom. I'm like, everybody say that.